Here with my little brother from another mother.
You already know.
I go sent Maranyimia Kinga
2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years now. You know, I think when I opened up Izere, that's you're the first person that did an EP out of it. Before Narina, you call it.
I know.
Yeah, so fast.
And the story behind that EP is a crazy story on its own.
But you know, the reason why I want to kind of share this, you know, it's because sometimes people see you, like let's say that EP that you did. What's the name of the EP?
Tales of a Demented Generation.
YouTube video.
Well, this is an inspiration that I had when I was traveling from Burundi to here. So I was booked to play a show here, Mukwibuka, and then I was thinking of what kind of performance that I wanted to do in that show. So I was like, how about I collect different kind of artists, we record as an EP, and then we perform it live. And then I had no concept of like what the EP has to be about. I should have went there with the acoustic and then play an acoustic show. Should have done that. I think when I was in the bus, like what kind of performance do I really want to put on? I'm like, let me gather different kind of artists. You know, we fuse the electronic music with the Gakondo music, in Anga, in like an EDM, some crazy stuff. And then I collaborated with the Placide, the producer, Ira, the Nanga player, Ella Rings, the vocalist. And then we did it. One day the EP was done. You already know.
Yeah, I thought it was a single, but you know, but the reason why I kept on letting you keep on going, because it was the kind of the journey you're on, and the Nimbaraga Nabunaga, and the commitment, the commitment from everybody, you know, around you, you know, everybody was coming on time, so. To me, I was like, okay, well, why don't you just support this cause?
That's something that is not
usual
here.
Yeah, unless if there's money.
Yeah. Also being that punctual, like doing stuff on time, doing whatever you have to do on time, delivering on time, and also delivering a fire performance like like the performance we did.
Well, I feel like even the pressure, because it was free studio time, supporting an artist, and that also helped you.
Yeah, it did.
So kuchino ne say abahanzi, we don't do that even when we have even money. Like why don't we have that pressure?
I feel like there's some sense of comfortability we have. I'm comfortable now. You know, I can do this even tomorrow. Procrastinating everything. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. We have to know. If you're procrastinating a lot, procrastination is the enemy of progress. If like whatever you're gonna do it now. You got now. Like tomorrow is not promised. So what you have is now.
So have you done any project after that project?
I did. I wrote a book.
Yeah.
I have an anthology.
Is it out?
It's not yet out, but I have a deal with Europe Books. Yeah, to publish it. I think by the end of this year it'll be published already.
Tell us a little bit about the book.
Well, it's crazy. After that project, I had a crazy phase of depression and melancholy and substance abuse and everything. And then at some point I was locked in my room for like 3-4 weeks, and then I started writing. Actually, it's very funny. I realized that the biggest enemy that I had was my ego. Even the first poem in the book is Dear Ego. Yeah, the title is Dear Ego. So I wrote that piece. It's a very small piece, like 2 stanzas. I wrote it, and then it inspired the rest of the book. I completed the book in a span of 3 weeks, a month. Yeah, 50 poems. It was done. You
mentioned ego, and sometimes when I see the young people, you tell them, okay, do this. They're like, That's
the biggest enemy you can ever have, Mubuzima.
And the thing is, sometimes we forget, like let's say for artists, like let's say an artist who's like 5 years younger than you, who say, Be an recorder.
You know what's funny, Ezra? It's really good thinking you good and you're big and everything. But if you don't realize that you're big in a bigger, bigger universe, man, you're not going nowhere. You're big on your own, but again, you're also a small particle of something bigger. You know what I mean? So if you don't look at it in that way, you're losing it. I'm big, but I cannot be bigger than this tree. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the thing. I'm big, but again, it's everything bigger than me has to humble me.
So what's big?
God is big.
Murumva?
Yeah, God is big.
Yeah, God is big.
Yeah.
So that means if you have to, you are not big. What you see might be big, but you're not big, and you can be bigger if you allow yourself. So you have to fight. You have to fight the ego. What else do you have to fight?
Procrastination.
What else?
Oh shit.
What else do we have to fight? You mentioned about drugs, you know, because sometimes let's say, when you're out there partying and you get attached to, let's say, alcohol, and then all of a sudden you can afford it.
Yeah. Substance abuse is crazy. Also, like in the environment, in the circle we live in as artists, as creatives, it's really hard to it's inevitable, let's say, because we work nights, we work in nightclubs, we work in when people are trying to have fun and stuff. So it's really hard to avoid it. But the only way to avoid not just drugs, not doing whatever you don't feel like doing, is knowing what you gotta do. So when you know what you gotta do, you know what you don't want to do.
But to me, I find it like knowing, and then you do it. You'd rather not do it. It's good to know. It's good to know it, but it can help. It can help if you take a decision and say, okay, now you know what, I won't drink alcohol.
100%, because alcohol, and you know what it does in you. You know what it makes you do. That way it helps you decide not doing it. Also, you have to know.
Like when you look at generations and generations, when you look at, let's say, Hollywood, and you think of, okay, what happened to Michael Jackson? There was drugs involved. I think it's important to kind of tell the young ones, and say, hey, stay away from this.
Yeah.
So something, if someone tells you, stay away from women. It's like this, right now it's like it's not good. This time, like don't get yourself into destruction. We're not saying that women are bad, but you would say we're talking about, let's stay away from women, stay away from sleeping around. There's diseases involved in it, right? And there's also losing time. You lose your time.
Also, you lose yourself in the process. You lose yourself because I feel like sleeping with people is sharing yourself with people. If you share yourself with 100 people, I mean, you have to lose yourself in the process, of course. That's inevitable, you know what I mean? Also, you have to know creatives and self-destruction. We pretty much, go, change kuchindi, you know what I mean? So, like, as a creative, at some point in your life, if you don't do it on your own, at some point in your life, you have to take a step back and be like, what is really going on? You know what I mean?
Like when I look at my journey, right? There's a lot of stuff that I did, I participated in, right? And when I remember, sometimes I'm like, man, that was a good time.
I know.
That was a good time in Miami. I had a good time. But then I get to think, oh, what did you gain out of it? What did you take out of it?
Just that it was a good time.
Good time.
Just that.
Yeah. And there's so many moments where I got stuck. And through struggle, by God's mercy, ukawana.
Man, God is amazing.
Man, yeah, God is God.
Man, as an artist, there's phases. You know what I mean? There's a phase where you don't know yourself. You just know you're dope. And then you get introduced to different kind of circles of artists, and most of the time they'll be the people you look up to. There's people, they'll be taking stuff eventually to Wabatanaz, you know what I mean? Then when you get there, you try to prove yourself, you know what I mean? So eventually, but feeling that process, trying to prove themselves.
And they die.
Yeah, because you know we hear there's Ezra, you know we're doing lines of coke and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, kid, you want to do a line? He'll be like, yeah, because he want to prove himself to me or to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're self-aware, if you know what you stand for,
Yes.
if you're a person of your principles, man, you be here and be like, yo, you know.
Self-destruction.
It's the biggest enemy.
Because you know what's funny, it's like that happened to me in my teen, in my young adult. I can accept even up to now. There's this thing that when I have conversation with wise people, you know, I always tell them I'm still learning. In the beginning, I used to think, okay, it's, I mean, people will be like, "Ezra, say nichutazi." That guy, ichonazi. Ichonazi ni AI. It's easy to be quivish. Kajango kwea kufite smartphone. Even you know nothing.
I was sorry to cut you short. I was watching this Instagram video of this woman who came to watch John Legend perform here. So like she took a video of people, the crowd cheering our president when he was getting in. She was like, the caption was like, you don't really know Rwanda until you travel to Rwanda. You know what I mean? Because the propagandists, you know, feeding people on the social media like wrong perspectives. Until they travel here, they'll be like, oh my God, this man has a lot of love from his people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's pretty much whatever is here is programmed. You know what I mean?
You see, here's my story. What's your story?
That's your story.
The last 2 weeks, we won't go into politics, but it's important to talk about it because when you think about the journey, there's a movement called Turikumwe, you know, of which the young people should know. You know, you have to be together with your president.
100%.
Because everything he does, he's doing it for us.
He's the one who's catching all the shots, man. Ni nkumu papa abana bamuri inyuma.
Yeah, even njambona akora ngavuga say even negative 1% nabyo nakora.
I know.
You know?
I know, bro.
So if you don't give your shout out to our men, our president, you know, to Kumye.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the journey. You know, the journey. How do you manage Manzi Umunu na Manzi the artist?
Oof. It's crazy. Because Manzi the artist is someone who doesn't really want to conform his art, his principles and everything. But again, it's entwined in some sense. Manzi the person is a business person, trying to hustle, you know what I mean? And Manzi the artist is just trying to chase dreams and live life, you know what I mean? My Instagram is Mvano, but that's Manzi the artist. But I'm trying to set up some other businesses where, you know, I'll be serving the community in some other senses. Yeah.
We're gonna come back and talk about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Before we finish, we have like 2-3 minutes. Manzi, just
got you. Oh yeah. Namasare n'akaduru k'amahembe amashyi y'ingashya n'amarira y'amadebe imbyino tsinda mu mafi n'umusenyi unganivu nkangura intububwira ivuga indi ubayeje wamarwa isoni mu mboni n'icyago cyanze turutabye inyanja tabyegene